All right, it is part two of my reaction to Steve's latest BroTube video on Spotlight on Ryan Holiday, uh, where I did part one where I kind of did my reaction to the videos that Ryan Holiday presented. Um, and it was like, well, it's not as egregious as other fellows, and definitely nuggets of wisdom. Um, it did to me seem like pretty much these are drivers, fairly light drivers to then move on to whatever actual money making, direct money making things he can get. Subscribe to my newsletter. Did I have more engagement? Probably then I'll get some money out of you. He's definitely running a business. I mean, he's making this stuff um, not for free. He's trying to make money, as Steve did mention. Um, I did, uh, and so yes, I then watched Steve's reaction to it, where he starts out very kind of barn, good dramatic barn burnin' kind of a speech about what he considers kind of BroTube being a subset of LieTube, where people basically just come on and just lie bald-facedly about what they're doing, basically in all efforts to extract the money out of the suckers who actually believe them. Um, and he sees BroTube as a part of that. And when it dips into book, he gets his hackles up because he's very much somebody he loves books. He actually likes, the intended target of BroTube, which is these like 18 to 25-year-old dudes who are kind of looking for somebody for guidance in the world, have lots of disposable income, and are incredibly narcissistic, and a philosophy that's basically all the stoic of you know you need to just cut yourself off from all these leeches, and just everything is return on investment and stuff like that is a thing. He then goes into Ryan Holiday and says, actually, Ryan Holiday, he doesn't have much use for stoicism, but he says, like, well, you're not going to find a more this is probably the most eloquent kind of proponent of stoicism that you're going to find on YouTube. um, that he actually kind of puts forward advice. He does find the giant kind of filing cabinet that he pulls up for all his little for his all his cards. It's like, that's not a thing for readers. That's a thing for a certain kind of author who likes to kind of magpie everything that they read, in efforts to kind of Frankenstein them together into books. And that's maybe not even a great thing for a writer, but it's not a really great thing for a reader either. It's just like, just kind of vulturing stuff, and not kind of um, getting a more wider, deeper sense of the work, but versus just kind of cherry picking stuff out is not a great habit to have. Just something to think about for my own reading, and how I do that on YouTube. Thinking about stuff for reviews, but it's usually what I want to talk about. But read that as me. So he actually comes down fairly light on the guy. In the end, he says, like, no, he's got a lot of advice. He actually, Steve kind of qualifies it, but he does say, I don't think he's actually lying to the viewer. He actually believes what he is saying. He is somebody who is very deeply, he has written 12 books, done the TED Talks. He is somebody who actually is in the book world to one degree or another. Um, some of the advice, like, reading one page a day, he's obviously targeting that part of his audience who aren't readers and are trying to get into it. Of course, then he goes right into the commonplace book, which is just this gigantic kind of like, it's a thing for a certain kind of pro writer, which is just like, well, they might do the read 1 page a day thing, but they're not going to do the whole fucking filing cabinet as a commonplace book thing, which is like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, he comes off fairly warmly about him. I mean, it's Steve, so he is the avuncular elder statesman who is kind of looking at these young whippersnappers and what they're doing, and has his wisdom to impart. So, you know, in the end, am I disappointed that he didn't rip Ryan Holiday a new one? Well, not really, because I didn't. Ryan Holiday is definitely a business guy. He wouldn't be doing this if he wasn't making money. He's got all the very slick B-rolls and stuff like that. I do think maybe he's being a little kind about the B-rolls, because Steve says like, oh, well, that's just being professional YouTuber. But it's like, yeah, and being professional YouTuber is being a lifestyle salesman. And you can definitely tell that the guy is selling a certain lifestyle of, oh, you want to be like me? It's kind of the advertising thing. You show glamorous people doing glamorous things, so you'll buy their toothpaste. You do get the sense of he's showing himself doing glamorous, being glamorous bookstore, glamorous library, and in hopes that people will say, oh, I want to have what you have, so I'm going to buy whatever, this Stoic philosophy that you are selling, this certain kind of Stoic philosophy, cherry picked Frankenstein together to have the most market appeal. I do think there's a little bit more of a salesman there than he might be a sincere salesman for what he's got, but it's a sales pitch, and if the money wasn't there, he'd go on to something else. So I'm probably less enamored by Ryan Holiday than Steve is. And Steve's not suddenly going to become a Stoic either, so we don't have to worry about that there. There'll still be calzones and wine for Steve, and I don't know, chocolate and me being a support worker for me. Yes, so that is the Bro Watch, which is just a fun thing to do. Play along with Steve and anticipate, will Steve rip this guy a new one? I didn't think he was going to. I don't know if I made that prediction at the beginning in the first video. Hopefully I did. I don't think he was going to get too riled up. You never know. You never know with Steve. He's unpredictable though. All right, I'm going to leave it there. So yeah, this is me on June the 24th, 2021. So I guess if you were looking back for Steve Donahue's videos on that day, you'd look for his video on BroTube, Ryan Holiday, on June the 24th, 2021 to find it, if for some reason you've stumbled upon me blabbing and blabbing and blabbing tonight. All right, more videos later.